In an exclusive interview with ABC News, President Biden responding to whether the United States is less safe now that Russia is pulling out of that nuclear arms pact.
It comes as Moscow is talking about expanding its nuclear arsenal. ABC's Lindsay Watts is in Washington with the latest on rising tensions.
Mr. President, thank you.
In an exclusive interview with ABC World News anchor David Muir, President Biden seeking to ease fears that Russia is preparing to use nuclear weapons. It comes after Russian President Putin announced Russia will suspend participation in the only remaining nuclear arms treaty with the U.S.
What's your message to Putin on that?
It's a big mistake to do that, not very responsible. But I don't read into that he's thinking of using nuclear weapons or anything like that.
The nuclear agreement implements caps on the number of nuclear weapons deployed by both the U.S. and Russia, and also allows for inspections of nuclear sites. Putin says he's temporarily suspending participation due to U.S. support for Ukraine following Russia's brutal invasion almost 1 year ago.
Does it concern you when he says something like this, and are we less safe?
Well, look, I think we're less safe when we walk away from arms control agreements that are very much in both parties' interest and the world's interest. But I've not seen anything, we've not seen anything where there's a change in his posture and what they're doing.
That interview happening in Warsaw as Biden wrapped up his historic trip to Eastern Europe. The president vowing to defend NATO countries from Putin's aggression and pledging continued support for Ukraine during a surprise visit to Kyiv. Putin, meanwhile, is touting Russia's expanding nuclear arsenal in a new address. He's claiming the country's most advanced long-range missile, reportedly capable of carrying a dozen nuclear warheads, will go on combat duty later this year. And despite that big talk from Putin, we know that Russia carried out a test of an intercontinental missile before Biden's trip to Eastern Europe. According to U.S. officials, they believe the test was a failure. Lindsay Watts, ABC News, Washington.
Back here in the States, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg touring the toxic train derailment site in East Palestine, Ohio today. He is joined by officials from the National Transportation Safety Board, the Federal Railroad Administration, and the Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration. They are looking at the 11 tank cars that overturned on February 3rd. Officials say the cleanup is now in a long-term remediation phase. Buttigieg has faced pressure to visit the site where the Norfolk Southern train carrying toxic chemicals derailed. The disaster has left residents concerned about the safety of their water, their air, and that soil. A local artist is sharing his journey and telling stories about the homeland, Rwanda, in a new exhibit.
Tiffany Huerta shares his inspirational message of believing in yourself.
I'm just very, very excited to share that, art is freedom.
That's the name of the latest exhibition at the Carver Community Cultural Center.
Got the coin that's from where I come from, Rwanda.
Artist Alan Gekwaya moved from Rwanda to the United States about 10 years ago.
It's a citizen watch, so I put in citizen of Rwanda and U.S. because now I'm a dual citizenship, which is awesome.
Alan uses vibrant colors and recycled items in his art.
So I go to thrift shops, buy thrift stuff, and then I also see how I can incorporate that into my artwork.
You can find Alan's artwork around the city.
This is one of the art pieces displayed at the airport. It shows his journey as an artist and the different places he's traveled to.
The exhibit opens tonight at 6 p.m. and Alan hopes to inspire others through his work.
I want to show other artists, other, people of color, people, just minorities, people come from different areas to really just believe in themselves and really, chase their dreams.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT12 News.
We're going to take a live look outside. I see some blue skies, and there goes that temperature.
Yeah, it's getting pretty warm out there, at least for now. I think it's going to sort of be a temporary thing. We may peak here over the next couple hours, then temperatures will start to fall some as some cooler air slowly makes its way into the area. I want to share a picture with you. This is a gorgeous shot. Last night, you could actually see Jupiter and Venus there right along with the moon. Oscar Skywatcher sent this in, and I love that shot with the tree, silhouette of the tree. It was really nice. Now, you would be able to catch it tonight other than clouds will get in the way. So looks like we're going to have a mostly cloudy evening, but I'm glad we could catch that last night. It was really pretty sight. Temperatures across the state, well, we've got a wide range here. It's 28 in Amarillo, close to 90 in Brownsville. Don't you love Texas this time of year? It's all due to a front that is working its way through our area right now. As I said, we'll probably peak here next couple of hours, then we'll see the temperature slowly start to fall. And tomorrow will be a cooler day for sure. High is only in the 60s for your Friday. Right now, we've got partly cloudy skies and 60 or 79. The temperature dew point is at 62 with northeasterly winds at 12. Starting to pick up. Your KSAT 12-hour forecast, 82 at 3 o'clock. We fall into the 70s this evening. Clouds start to increase, and by tonight, we're falling into the 50s by midnight. Some drizzle and maybe some sprinkles tomorrow too. More on that forecast in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Justin. Still ahead, why some researchers are saying a second dose of the monkeypox vaccine might be needed for adults.
Plus, what San Antonio is doing to prepare for spring break. It's just a couple of weeks away, believe it or not.
Hello everyone, these are your top headlines from Cheddar News. The CDC officially approving the use of the Mpox vaccine for adults in the event of another outbreak. Mpox, originally named monkeypox, was first identified in the U.S. back in May of 2022. Since vaccinations were rolled out to the public, the U.S. now just averaging 2 cases a day. Meanwhile, the FDA confirms that you've still got milk, even if you're drinking plant-based alternatives. The FDA says oat, almond, soy, and other alternatives can continue to market themselves using the word milk. The FDA guidance says any non-dairy milk product must also explain how the product is nutritionally different from cow's milk. And inflation might be cooling, but according to the latest Fed minutes, the interest rate hikes aren't over. In their latest meeting, the Fed raised rates by 25 basis points, which was a slowdown from the 50 basis point hike back in December. Before that, the Fed raised rates 75 basis points for 4 consecutive meetings. And that's your Cheddar News Update. I'm Baker Pachado coming to you from Cheddar Studios in New York City.
And don't forget, tonight we continue our Fighting Fentanyl series. The synthetic opioid has created a deadly crisis throughout the country. The National Institute on Drug Abuse says that in 2021, more than 70,000 people died from overdosing on fentanyl. And here's the thing, the drug is affecting the way local police departments do their jobs.
Tonight at 6 o'clock, our Stefania Jimenez takes us to Pearsall. It's a small city 55 miles southwest of San Antonio. It's where a number of people overdosed on fentanyl this past summer. And since then, Pearsall's police chief has taken charge. He's been training officers on how to keep themselves and the public safe from the drug. You'll see how he's doing it tonight on KSAT 12 News at 6. A new study showing middle-aged workers who tend to earn low wages have a higher death rate. Or death risk, I should say. Researchers tracking employment and health metrics for about 4,000 workers in the U.S. over a 12-year period. All of the participants were at least 50 years old when the study began, and then in their 60s at the end of the study. Workers with a sustained history of low wages were 38% more likely to die over the course of those 12 years than those who never experienced low wage earning.
Outside with Live Cam, not afraid to admit it. Had to turn the air conditioner on last evening.
What?
Yeah, I was like, hot in the house. It was hot outside. It was hot.
I've turned mine on every day this week.
Like, whoa.
I put mine on for a little while.
Okay, look at you.
Well, I know you hate those bills.
Yeah, it's okay. We're getting into that time of year where you are going to have to start cranking up the AC. 79 so far today. 62 was the low this morning. We're well above average. 10 degrees above average already, but we're not going to get to the record of 97, thankfully, set back in 1996. What we will get is some cooler air next couple of days, just some relief for that AC. We'll talk about it coming up.
Yeah, it's still only February, but spring break and summer travel are on our minds. And if you have looked at flights lately, you may be a little shocked with travel demand sky high, so are prices as usual. Lead economists with mobile app Hopper say U.S. domestic fares are about 20% higher than they were last year at this time, and some international travel even higher. Airfare to Europe is only 15% higher, but to Mexico it's 30% higher. To Asia, 50% higher.
If you're headed to an international destination, flying on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday can save you about $150 per ticket off of weekend prices. Same goes with the destination you're flying to. Oftentimes, we see airfare under $400 or $500 to Portugal. It's a great gateway country that gives you access to more regional and cheaper flights throughout Europe.
So you want to monitor the flight prices so you can book at the right time, and if possible, consider delaying vacations to go during travel times like in September or October.
And speaking of traveling, we're just a few weeks away from spring break, and the tourism industry pretty optimistic about how San Antonio is making a comeback in that department after the pandemic. Visit San Antonio will be busy promoting the Alamo City domestically and internationally this March. The #1 overseas market for the Alamo City is the United Kingdom. We get about 20,000 visitors from there every year. Visit SA says the goal is to double that number. And once tourists arrive, it'll be up to all of us to make them feel at home. 1 in 8 people in the city work in the tourism industry. And if you would like to help, there are seasonal jobs in the hospitality industry out there to take.
Always looking for servers, housekeepers, cooks, things like that. And really, an entry-level job in a hotel is a great springboard into a career.
The forecast for 2023 have us breaking all occupancy records in the history of our city, but we've also already broken last year all average daily rate and RevPAR records for San Antonio.
Money earned from the tourism industry helps support the city budget as well as local arts.
So if you're coming to San Antonio or you're going to the beach, make sure you have your hat, your light-colored clothes, your sunscreen, all those summer items that you need, and it's only spring break.
And well, we were talking about earlier this month that you kind of had to pack everything: t-shirt, parka, sunscreen.
Keep it all just in case. Phil Collins, by the way, that's my theory on why the UK.
I was thinking the exact same thing. He's such a big fan of the Alamo. He spread the word. He's a good ambassador.
Yeah. Tomorrow's going to feel a little bit more like UK weather. Not exactly, but a little bit more, because we're going to get some cloudy skies and cooler temperatures, which will be a nice change of pace considering where we've been last couple of days. Yesterday was really toasty. Today's been fairly warm, but we're on our way down. 79 right now, 82 Hondo, 76 in Pleasanton, 79 Gonzales, 82 Uvalde, 84 Carrizo Springs. You got 73 right now in Fredericksburg. There is some cooler air just to our north. It's going to be a slow process, though. It's kind of oozing in our direction. It's not going to be here and just the temperatures aren't going to tumble right away. It's going to take some time. And we're still pretty warm right now, but that front, again, starting to move through. 73 Bernie Stage, 77 Bandera, 75 right now in Kerrville. And there's the scene outside. We've got enough blue skies that temperatures are up around 81 at Kelly. 77 to Randolph, 77 at Stinson. But notice the winds out of the northeast anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour. Dew point probably shows it best where our front is located right there. That drier air is coming in from the north and east. So these dew points will fall off. We had a brief resurgence of moisture overnight that brought the fog with it, but now it's going away again. And we're getting some gusty winds again. And we should probably point out that with the gusty northeasterly winds and with drier air starting to move in, we are starting to see that fire danger kind of reappear again today, especially out west. KSAT 12-hour forecast, 82 at 2 o'clock, 82 3 p.m., 80 at 4 o'clock. I think we're slipping into the 70s by this evening, so still pretty mild, but clouds begin to build in overnight, and those temperatures do start to fall a little bit more, 58 by midnight. We'll start to add in some small rain chances. This is going to be in the form of some drizzle, maybe a few sprinkles. The satellite picture does show a few clouds moving through time to time. These are mainly just high clouds, but you will run into some more cloudiness as you work south and east of town, and then clear skies as you go to the northwest. Here's the bigger picture yet, and clouds lining up from San Antonio to Houston and over towards parts of Louisiana. There are some rain showers up here in the colder air. It's here where you really find that core of really cold stuff. 18 right now in Dodge City, 22 Wichita, 30 in Oklahoma City. And yes, some of this cold air is trying to work its way in our direction. It's 28 in Amarillo, but 89 right now in Brownsville. So a huge spread when it comes to temperatures across the state of Texas thanks to this front. Also brings some gusty winds with it. We'll see some gusts in the range 20 to 25 over the next several hours, and that will be out of the northeast. So here's the forecast as far as temperatures go. By tomorrow morning, 55, and then tomorrow we don't warm up that much. We're thinking mid-60s here in San Antonio. We stay in the 50s in the hill country, and that's with cloudy skies all day long. And again, maybe a few sprinkles or a little bit of drizzle here and there. And we can see that here with the forecast. As clouds build in overnight, we go overcast tomorrow morning. This model does show a few sprinkly showers here and there by 5 p.m. Saturday starts off with some drizzle, cloudy. Saturday afternoon, there could be a few peaks of sun, which would help us with temperatures. But right now, we're going to keep things on the cool side. 66 on Saturday, 76 on Sunday with some morning drizzle, but we warm up, more humid air works in. Frontal boundary comes through Sunday night. That kicks off a shower or two. Otherwise, it turns dry and windy on Monday, 79. We're back in the 80s by Tuesday and Wednesday.
Thank you, Justin.
Coming up in sports, who the Spurs are looking to as they hope to break their losing streak tonight against the Mavs. And we're going to hear from a former MacArthur baseball star looking to make it big in the majors. After a week off for All-Star break, Keldon and the Spurs back on the court tonight, and this is a great sign to see at practice. Guard Devin Vassell back with the team and working out after he underwent an orthoscopic procedure on his left knee early in January. He was going 3-on-3 drills during the portion of the practice that we were allowed to show you. There's still no exact timeline for his return. In the last game before the All-Star break, the Hornets handed the Spurs their 14th straight loss. During postgame, Pop told the media that being young excuse is getting old. And at some point, the team needs to take pride and play better defense. Keldon was asked how those words sat with the team during the break.
And we understand, just like you said, we understand that we make mistakes, and us being young is not an excuse. We got to fix those mistakes in order to turn some of those losses into wins. So we be right there in pretty much every game, and then we have the same mental lapses. So we can fix that. We'll be in great shape.
All right, 3 games left on this rodeo road trip. Here's the first of the 3, the Spurs and the Mavericks tonight, 7:30, American Airlines Center. Highlights on the night beat for you. Let's take it to Arizona, where the Texas Rangers are holding spring training. One guy they are very excited about, third baseman Josh Young. Last season, he got called up from AAA in early September. He played in 26 games for the parent club. The former MacArthur star and Texas Tech Red Raider hit a home run in his first big league at-bat.
A little mantra right now is like leave no doubt, to myself, to anybody else. Just go out there and play the best baseball I can. Not peaking too early, I think, is a big thing. Last year I said I peaked in January, to just try to build up through camp and be ready to go for the season.
That guy can play. The Rangers tweeted this pic of Josh, and it reads, "Young and hungry, hashtag straight up Texas." So good luck to him, and hopefully he's on the big club when they open up the season.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yep.
All right, are we headed over to SA Live now?
Yep.
Yes, we are. And guess what we've got for you?
Deals, deals, deals.
Great deals. Wait till you see all these. And wait till you see the food that we have on today. Literally works of art.
Yes, the food is art today. And
Adesawa Aliho is here, and you are making your version of kind of a Southwest version of Eggs Benedict.
Exactly.
The trick to making poached eggs, what is it?
Put the whisk inside and get a nice tight tunnel.
Okay, so you have to spin it like this.
Spin, just like that.
And what's in the water?
It's got vinegar and hot water, and that's going to help that egg seize up for you. I'll do a little bit more. We get nice tight.
Okay.
I'll help you out here. Okay, you ready?
And I'll put the egg in just like
there you go.
That.
Yep.
And we will poach that egg. Okay, speaking of gorgeous food, look at these cookies. Just feast your eyes for a second.
I mean, they look too good to eat, but you're going to want to because the recipe is incredible.
Yes, a couple that came over from Ukraine a year ago, and wow, these are absolutely amazing. Too good, look too pretty to eat. So, hey, and a lot of folks love to eat a lot of Girl Scout cookies, and we're pairing Girl Scout cookies with wine.
Because why not?
Why not? It's a Thursday, and there is a new flavor that you've never tried before. We're going to tell you how you can get your hands on this. No, Ted, no. You're going to have to wait.
All that and more when SA Live continues in just a few minutes.